to episode 87, part 3 of Africa's premier sports video podcast, the Three Quarters Podcast. As usual, remember to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan to support the Kenya Simbas as they are still looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. I'm Demi Mudafil.
And I'm Nora Kamoye.
So no more rugby, on to the EPL. Day 4 review. So Leicester City lost to Liverpool 1-2 or 2-1 to Liverpool. Chelsea beat Bournemouth 2-0. Cardiff City lost to Arsenal 2-3. Watford beat Tottenham 2-1. Burnley FC lost to Manchester United 2-0, and Manchester City beat Newcastle 2-1.
I think the one that shocks everyone there is Spurs losing to Watford 2-1. But generally, and I think goes against what us guys had predicted last week. But generally, I think everything added up as we had predicted in episode 86. Liverpool looking to be the formidable ones as we speak. What's his name? Jose Mourinho being lucky, getting that victory, 2-0 victory over Burnley. Yeah, over Burnley. And it helps relieve the pressure of him, because there's been a lot of pressure on Jose Mourinho over the last few weeks because of the performances that Manchester United have put up. He actually did snap back at the reporters saying, look, I'm one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Yep. Look at you.
But match day 4 results going as, save for Spurs versus Watford, match day 4 results going as we predicted.
All right.
Yeah.
So we move on to match day 5 preview. So the games we'll be looking at Tottenham versus Liverpool, where it's a 36-39% sort of thing, where most people not many more, but most people think that Liverpool's going to win that game. Manchester City versus Fulham, 84% on Manchester City. Newcastle versus Arsenal, 51% on Arsenal. Chelsea versus Cardiff City, there's 81% on Chelsea. Watford versus Man United, there's 51% banking on Man United.
Two things. Okay, the game that we're going to focus on is Spurs versus Liverpool. But two things. Newcastle versus Arsenal, 51%. Watford versus United, 51%. Not too many people are... what's the word? Not too many people are thinking positively about United and Arsenal. I think the teams that have the biggest following in Kenya. So... It's sad, but it's the truth. I mean, they've put up very shabby performances in the first 4 weeks of the English Premier League. But the game to highlight is Spurs versus Liverpool. The Spurs versus Liverpool, it's an evenly matched game. Both teams have had a good start to the season. But I just feel like Liverpool, with their Gegenpress and Jurgen Klopp, just have enough in their tanks to beat Spurs away. So, but definitely is the tie of the weekend of match day 5.
Then we move on to ex-sprinter? Yes. Usain Bolt.
Yes.
So he decided he wants to play football for a team, Central Coast Mariners. Yes. So that's in the Australian A-League. So he played his first game. Played, I think, the last 20 minutes or so. And I remember, he was quoted at some point saying that, the first 15, they were good. The last 5, things weren't quite as, he's saying that his back was feeling tight. And I'm like, diva. But so I figured he enjoyed his game. They won that game 6-1.
6-1, yes.
But what do you think about that?
I think it's history. Usain Bolt is the greatest sprinter of all time that we've watched. So for him to now move to football, he's been a very big football fan. He's a huge Manchester United fan. He's also very good in cricket, by the way. So he had said, and he had hinted at the fact that he was going to, when he leaves sprinting, there was a chance he was going to get into sprinting, into football or cricket. He chose to go with the former, and 6-1, first out in 20 minutes. Then what I like about Usain Bolt is his mentality. And he said, look, I'm coming into this game, I'm all of 32, 33 years old. They're going to criticize my performance on a day-to-day basis, and I'm ready for it. I'm okay. It's a new challenge. He's taking on the challenge and he's liking it. And I actually am very interested in seeing how he's going to play on the left wing in the next few games.
He also knows that he's not quite up to par fitness-wise, but he's giving himself time. He's like, 3-4 months, I'll be up to par with the team. So he knows where he is, and he's not coming into this as a superstar. It's no, I know I have targets that I need to hit, and I will work towards them. So I think he was happy with his 20 minutes.
Yes, he was, and I can imagine from a corporate and commercial standpoint, Central Coast Marinas, you guys just got it. Because I can imagine the stadium was full.
Yep.
Their merchandise must be selling.
Yep.
So yeah, it's I actually am very interested in seeing how Usain Bolt is going to be played.
Actually, you said that, and I remember reading that at some point the fans were like, "We want Bolt."
Yes.
So clearly they came to see a show.
They did come to see Bolt.
Yep.
Don't even lie about it. They did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we move on to the US Open, which is going on from the 20. It started on the 21st of August, and it will end on the 9th of September.
Yes.
So household names, we've got Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic. With ladies, we've got Maria Sharapova, we've got Serena Williams. Who do you see making it to the final?
Let's check guys back. Of course, US Open is the last Grand Slam of the year. The other three having happened: Australian Open, French Open, and Wimbledon. It's played on the hard court. It's played at the Billie Jean King Stadium in Flushing Meadows in New York. It's a tournament that has been going on since 1881. Just a bit of history. Prize money for 2018 is 53.
If you didn't know,
yeah, now you know. $53 million as for this year's tournament. $53 million, Jesus Christ! But you've talked about the notable men tennis players.
Yes.
Just look for the word.
You're like
notable women tennis players. On the men's side, you have the people who've dominated tennis for the last 15 years, the three top guys: Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. You have Marin Cilic, who I think got to the Wimbledon final. I feel, and Roger Federer was deliberate in skipping Wimbledon just to get himself ready for US Open. I feel he just has it in him to pick the other guys, and he's more of a hardcourt guy, so I feel that he'll be able to pick the other guys in this tournament. But the good thing about tennis is that it always shocks you.
Yep.
Marin Cilic could have a good day. Novak Djokovic could have a good day. Taking into account he's had quite a bad last 2 years. Rafael Nadal could be looking to stamp his authority as probably the second greatest tennis player in the last 15 years. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting once you get to the penultimate stages. For the women's, Maria Sharapova, I don't think has it anymore. When she came back from her ban, I don't think she has it anymore. She still attracts a crowd because of the name, but I don't think she has it in it from a tennis standpoint. The obvious person would be Serena Williams for this particular Open Grand Slam, US Open Grand Slam. So just for the tennis lovers, that US Open is happening. It's the last Grand Slam of the year. And knowing everything to do with America, you can imagine the hype that's surrounding it. So make a point of catching up with what's happening in New York.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now we move on to our bonus segment, where we're going to talk about the best and worst run sports federations in Kenya.
In our opinion.
Yes. Of course, everything we ever say. Yes. Well, okay, no, most things we say on the podcast are our opinion.
Exactly.
Some things are fact.
Yeah.
Some things are fact.
Yes.
But yes, or very well researched. Anyway, so just to run through the federations that are there.
Yeah.
We've got Athletics Kenya, which is AK, Kenya Rugby Football Union, KRFU.
Yeah.
We've got Football Kenya Federation, which is FKF, Kenya Basketball Federation, KBF, Kenya Volleyball Federation, which is KVF, and Boxing Association of Kenya, which is BAK. So I broke it down into certain criteria.
Yeah.
So I looked at participation and hosting and performances in international competitions, social media and web presence, marketing, promotions, grassroots presence, transparency, youth development and participation, gender equity, not equality, equity, and public relations.
Yes.
So when I was looking at the different federations and reading up and whatever, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
So coming in last, because we look at best and worst. My worst would be FKF.
Yes.
In the sense that they're doing poorly on, let's say, all of those.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the women's team, like just looking at gender equity, I don't know why that's the first one I ran to, but
yes.
I mean, the women's team is dormant. At some point, one of the officials mentioned that, a youth program is not, in their best interest, or it's not a priority, and you're like, wait, what? Like, how is that not a priority? Anyway, what's your worst?
Kenya Rugby Union. And the reason I say that is because while you might think FKF is it's because it's murky and it's very political. But you think about it, in the top division, I think the lowest paid player, you get guys who actually earn 30,000 shillings, 40,000 shillings a month. Guys are actually able to live off playing football. It's not the flashy money that we see in the West, but guys are actually able to live, on a football salary. Mine is just Kenya Rugby Union. It's what has happened over the last few years. The looting, the continued looting. And there's an argument I got into somebody who was trying to make a case for SportPesa leaving in terms of sponsorship. And they were saying that the reason SportPesa left is because of the tax issue. And I was like, no, they are still sponsoring football.
Yeah.
And that should show you who a corporate organization trusts more.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the fact that the football does have a pool, but rugby was right there with them in terms of a pool. They can pull the numbers. SportPesa chose not to get back into rugby. It is not because of tax. Let's be honest with ourselves. It's because of other issues. That's why I feel, in my opinion, Kenya Rugby Union is the worst run federation or union in this country. Close followed by FKF.
I'd agree with you. I think my only problem is, apart from the money issues, in terms of development, I think the Kenya Rugby Union has done very well. In terms of involving the youth, in terms of yes, the women's team is not where the men's team is, but they do go out and play, certain tournaments. We've got grassroots for women as well. On social media, Kenya Rugby Union is everywhere. As in, to be honest, there's stuff on rugby everywhere. So like on that one bit, yes, I would totally agree.
But it's the money bit. That's what's running everything.
True.
So if you guys can manage your money, which FKF is doing pretty well, then we start asking questions.
All right, so we move on to the best. I would say Athletics Kenya.
Not
for me, only because of the fact that at least they've run some successful tournaments, and actually just from that aspect, the fact that they've run successful tournaments and we've seen people go out there and do well means something is going right. Not everything, but something is going right. Right? What would you say?
For me, it's true that actually you hadn't mentioned in the initial list. For me, it's called the Kenya Motorsports Federation. They keep on the Kenya National Rally circuit always happens every year. They always have the sponsors. It happens as per the way it's supposed to happen. You never have problems over it. There's no money. So KMSF for me, and the fact that they've been able to get the World Rally Championship back, or Kenya, the Safari Rally back on the WRC, is a big plus for me. The other guys for me would be Kenya Golf Union / Kenya Golf Limited. They've been able to get the Kenya Open onto the European Tour. The prize money is now professional. There's Safari Tour that's happening. So for me, those two are the best run federations.
And that is how I jumped ship. So guys, you can find us on social media. That is by following us on Instagram, liking our page on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Demi Madafia.
And I'm Nora Kamuya.
See you next week in episode 88.